What is going on, guys? Welcome to another Entitled Parents video on the channel. Let's get into these crazy stories. Entitled Mom tries to steal my $3,000 sneakers. This all happened last Christmas and I can't remember some of the dialogue, so I'll probably just paraphrase some parts. So, last Christmas, my family decided to have a large gathering with my mum's sister and her family, and we decided to host it at my parents' place. I'm 17 and my brother is 15. I have a part-time job which pays quite well, but until I have a full-time job, I'm allowed to live here rent-free, as long as I pay for food, etc. I have the basement and my brother has the attic. In the basement, I keep my sneaker collection, which is worth about $30,000, and my gaming PC, which I also use for work, which is also quite expensive. In the attic, my brother has a high-end gaming PC, as well as a server, as well as really expensive musical equipment. For this reason, we tell visitors not to come in without our permission. So they finally arrive and it's heck from the start, as my aunt forgot to bring the chicken and all of the food for that matter. So my mum has to quickly cook up the chicken and potatoes that were meant to be for another gathering we were going to a few days later. Then, immediately, my aunt half takes her coat off, expecting that me or my brother would help her with it. But we just said hello to nice uncle, nice cousin, and entitled brat, who's also a cousin, who was nice at the start. Our cousins were 15 and 12. Entitled aunt and nice uncle both go to the kitchen with my dad and my mum, while me and my brother decide to go down to my room because, like me, the nice cousin was a sneakerhead. We went down and talked about shoes and stuff for about an hour until my mum calls us upstairs for dinner. This is where things start to go wrong. In my family, we always wait until everyone is sitting down and ready to eat. My aunt and her family have always honoured this rule, so it surprised me when, while my parents were still running around putting food and drinks on the table, entitled aunt and entitled brat were both helping themselves to generous portions. Hey, don't help yourself to food before everyone is ready, I told them while taking the serving fork with food from EB and putting it back on the plate with all the chicken. Entitled aunt snapped, "Don't speak to your elders in that tone. Me and EB are hungry and want to eat." This brought my parents into the room, who to EA and EB's surprise, tipped their platefuls of food back. Halfway through the meal, EB mentions my sneaker collection to his entitled mum, and immediately she starts interrogating me about them. "How many do you have? Why do you need that many shoes?" Those were some of the questions she asked me. After dinner, we went into the living room to open presents. We each gave out gifts and stuff. Both of my cousins gave me $40 each. I gave my nice cousin a pair of Jordan mid-ones, which go for around $90, and I gave EB Overwatch for his Xbox, which at the time was around $40. I heard EB whisper something to his entitled mum. After we opened presents, me, my brother, nice cousin, and his entitled brother go down to the basement and talk about stuff, when EB asked me if he can also have a pair of shoes. He caught me by surprise with this question, and as almost all sneakerheads would say, I said no. He said okay, and soon after he came back with EA. "Well, why didn't you let EB have a pair of your sneakers?" she asked. "Well, if he really wants some, he can pick something from the shelf, but he'll have to pay for them." I pointed over to the shelf that I keep all my cheaper, slightly beat up shoes on. He walked over to the shelf closest to my bed, and he took out the EU exclusive off-white Jordan 1s, the white ones if you didn't know. "Oh, these," he said, holding them up. I had two pairs of these at the time, one to wear and the other to resell. I said this shelf, and even if you did want those, you would have to pay the resale price for them, I said, taking them out of his hands. But he tried to take them, so I held them up high so he couldn't get them. "Okay then, here." My aunt handed me two $10 notes. I looked at her as I thought that she was just joking. "This isn't enough," I said, still with EB jumping around me. "Well, EB and NC gave you $80, so that means that I will be paying you $100, my aunt said with a smug look. "That is still a tiny fraction of the resale value. They are worth $3,000. I can't remember the actual resale price then, but that's roughly what it is now." My entitled cousin kicked me in the shin, and his mum grabbed them and ran for the door. I yelled at my brother to stop them. My parents confronted EA about the shoes, both knowing how expensive they are and how much I like them, and she was kicked out. My nice cousin and nice uncle said sorry about them and handed me $100. Thanks so much. They left and drove home. I managed to buy another pair of Jordans with that. Luckily, I haven't seen or spoken to EA or B. However, me and NU and NC are still quite close and see each other quite often. I always find it so strange with these stories how one half of a family can be really nice and give you $100 for free as an apology, and the other can be so entitled and just horrible, but I don't know, I guess this happens. Entitled Kid wants to join my private server, and when I refuse, Entitled Mum goes boom. Backstory: I'm quite young, 12 years old, and I quite like playing parkour games. At the time of this story, I was playing a game on Roblox called Flood Escape 2, a game where you press buttons you have to do parkour to get to, and they unlock areas with more buttons, and this continues until you reach the end. I'm pretty good, and I have my own private server. Now this is important later on. This story starts with me playing Flood Escape 2 and surviving every time. An entitled kid and his sister, Nice Kid, join the server. Hey, you're pretty good. Thanks, I practice a lot in my private server. Oh, nice. There's some silence for a bit. Hey, can I join your private server? You need to be given permission or be a friend of a private server owner to join. Nah, sorry, I don't accept random people's friend requests when I've just met them. Why not? You're good and I want you to join me in your private server. As I said, no, you are a stranger and a complete a-hole. Please pardon my brother's behavior, he's only 7. It's alright, you can join if you want, you're pretty chill. Let me accept your friend request. Big mistake. But why can't I join? I want to. My sister is a dum-dum, and if she gets to join, I can. You've been a little entitled dog, so you can't join. I block her. After about 10 minutes, NK, realizing I blocked his brother, says, "Can you please unblock my brother? He is screaming that you aren't replying to his messages." Okay, I'll unblock the EK. At this point, the EK is spamming me with, "Reply, reply, reply, reply." Okay, I've unblocked you. Now, what do you want? Finally, my mum is asking if you have Discord. Yeah, I do. Now, what do you want? What's your tag? This is presumably EM talking through her account. At this point, I feel bad for the nice kid and wanting it to stop, give her my tag. EK replies, or EM, "Okay, thanks. I am blank. Now accept. We need to talk." I recognize the kid's username and accept. I immediately get a call from Entitled Mum and I join the call. Why can't you teach my angel how to play the game better? Because he's not an angel, he is an annoying, prickly thorn, not what I actually said, and I don't want to play with him any longer. How dare you? He is probably even better than you will ever be. So why is he even requesting me teaching then? I can hear the entitled kid in the background. Mummy, I want to play the private server. It's okay, Angel, I'll deal with this selfish little idiot. No, you won't. My answer is no and will always be no. Your other daughter is kind and she is the one who will get to play with me in my private server. You disgusting little... I hang up and talk to the nice kid in game chat. Hey, wanna go to the private server now? Okay, and sorry again for the obnoxious behavior of the woman I'm forced to call my mother. A week or so later, I get a call from Nice Kid's Discord account. I sigh and accept it. Thankfully, it's Nice Kid and her dad apologizing to me about EM and EK's behavior, how they had moved and had filed for a divorce. They were both pretty chill and I still play with NK to this day, and I have to say she is pretty good now. If you made it here, thanks for reading this obnoxiously long rant and see you in the next one. Also, subscribe to Redditor here. Well, thank you very much for the link. Moving on to our final story, entitled Aunt is mad because I slept at my girlfriend's house. So some backstory, I turned 18 a week ago, however my girlfriend is still 17. Because of our age, my girlfriend's parents say I can stay the night sometimes, and my girlfriend and I have been together for about 3.5 years now, but I have never met her aunt until today. Yesterday night I stayed at my girlfriend's house, and in the morning I decided I needed coffee, so I went and made me and my girlfriend some. As I was making it, my girlfriend's mum came down and said good morning, and I asked if she wanted some. She said yes, so I made her some, and at this point this is where Karen comes in, who is my girlfriend's aunt. Hi girlfriend's mum. Hi Karen. I say to my girlfriend's mum, who's that? Oh, it's my sister and her kid. Okay, I should go wake up my girlfriend Christy. Yes please. I then run upstairs and wake up Christy. As I'm waking her up, Karen's kids run upstairs and into Christy's room. Now Christy doesn't see EK and stands up, however she is 100% naked. There are no complaints from me, but for an excited 13-year-old that is the best thing ever. Wow Christy, oh my god EK, nice bod Christy. F off. I then make EK leave and tell Christy I'll wait for her downstairs. I get downstairs just as EK says to Karen that Christy is naked and there is a man in her room. There is a man in Christy's room. I know, that's Jason, her boyfriend. What do you mean, boyfriend? Why was I not told about him? Because we knew you would react like this. I'm going upstairs and kicking him out. I say to Karen, hi, I'm Jason. You pervert, how old are you? I'm 18. 18? So that means you're an adult and Christy is still 17 and a minor, so get out, you pervert. I will leave if my girlfriend's mum asks me to. It's her house, not yours. Listen here, you little idiot. If I say leave, you have to leave. You don't own this house. It's okay, Jason, you don't have to leave. Thank you. At this point, Christy has come downstairs. Hey, babe. Hey. She kisses me. Hey, Karen. Hi, this man is a pervert and has to leave. No he doesn't, and he's not a pervert. He is my boyfriend and I love him. I don't care what you say, he is leaving. Karen, get out of my house. This is why you are never invited here. You always kick up a fuss and demand everything. Fine, but I thought we were family. Karen then leaves and we enjoy a nice breakfast. Well, that's a typical Karen for you. They like to get involved in everything and influence their family members' lives. Just so horrible. Anyway, that is the end of this one. I hope you enjoyed. If you want some more Entitled Parents, click on this video on the screen right now. It's an absolute cracker.